What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex. In this video, we got to talk about Little Devil Inside, and kind of the idea that it's now or never. I was actually listening to a podcast from Nate the Hate, who they had brought up Little Devil Inside. I said, oh my God, I've made videos on this. We've kind of done almost half-year checkups on this game for a while. I thought, honestly, I forgot about it. I really did forget about it. I'll get reminded like in a live stream and someone will bring it up, but largely this is just not something that crosses my mind too often. But we have the PlayStation Showcase on Wednesday. This game obviously is very much linked to PlayStation. I believe that's the last time we saw this game was at a State of Play a long time ago. And so is this the idea? Is this the idea that this game needs to be shown on Wednesday? I was going to say tomorrow. I wish it was tomorrow. Or are we kind of just giving up? Now, the thing is, I think a lot of people have given up, and I think rightfully so. Every time I've made videos on this game, you kind of go down the rabbit hole, and people have, commented and stuff, and it's like this game goes beyond even when PlayStation kind of interjected or, jumped in and started doing stuff. Like this game, I believe, was supposed to come out on the Wii U. I think that's how long, and on Kickstarter and all this different stuff, it's been so long that this game has been in the works through multiple different iterations. And I just think because we're spanning, I don't even know, has it been a decade? Like I feel like it's been 10 years, and obviously jumped platforms, and it's been so long since we've seen it. The last time, so we saw it as State of Play. I don't even remember what State of Play that was, but I think winter of 22, right? That was the release window that we had last seen from the game. It was like in the bottom right corner, winter of 22. So that was like, maybe not November, but maybe December of 2022 or January, February of 2023. So we are again past when even the most recent idea of when it was supposed to come out. We passed it. We passed it almost half a year ago. So yeah, in the podcast, they were talking about how if it's not at this PlayStation Showcase, like this is it for them. And I thought, that's a good video topic because I kind of agree. At the end of the day, like we don't get these Sony shows too often, and as long as this game is linked to Sony, like this game, I don't think has any chance of like just randomly drop, maybe it does, but maybe it doesn't, like randomly dropping a trailer, say, on YouTube, like in the middle of July, just drops a trailer and says, hey, we're releasing in August. Like, I guess they could do that, and I mean, as punishment for the crimes that they've committed, I think they actually should have to do that. But beyond something like that happening, I really don't know how that would work out for the game. I honestly think the game would be completely just glossed over. I don't even think people would care. Then you'd have to appear at a State of Play or a showcase. Now, you could ask a question and say, well, would Little Devil Inside mesh with what we expect to see at the showcase? And I think in a lot of ways, the answer to me would actually be no. Like, I do think that we're going to get some diverse things. And by diverse, I mean first-party games, right, like the Spider-Mans of the world. Third-party, so like Metal Gear and maybe Silent Hill and Stellar Blade. And, you have PSVR 2, and there'll probably be brand new announcements, reoccurring announcements, something we've already seen. So, like, it is diverse, and we're seeing all sorts of different things. I don't know how the, like an indie corner, and I honestly, I'm okay with having those kind of things appearing at these shows. It seems like as time has gone on, they almost get their own dedicated show. Like, right, PlayStation has done like State of Plays that are more indie focused, or they've done State of Plays where it's just all Japanese games. I honestly kind of like those, to be honest, but there's so few and far in between, right? I think, was there the Japanese one last May or June? I think Sony did something. So they just don't happen all that often. And again, I think people have had it up to here, with this game, where if it's not here, yeah, it could appear at like an indie showcase. I mean, at the end of the day, here's the thing. I guess if it's not at the showcase, in 2 days, is it like never coming out? I actually don't think that's true. Now, I think people will just have had enough. I will have had enough, right? I do agree with the podcast in that regard. I think that's my own personal opinion. But yet again, can't say it for sure, right? Because then the next Sony thing will happen. Eventually, they'll do another State of Play. Maybe they'll do a State of Play and say, hey, this is for indie games. And then we'll all say, well, I guess it's possible. It's really, in a lot of ways, it's the same thing as like I made a video on Knights of the Old Republic on my main channel on Podcast Now. And in a lot of ways, I do think they're kind of linked, even though I think they're pretty different in terms of like the games, right? Where there's almost like a responsibility at this point. And, that's maybe too tough to put on Sony. Sony is not developing it. It's not one of Sony's teams doing it. But, because of the link, because of the exclusivity, because of the deal, and it's the same thing for, Knights of the Old Republic. I think they're publishing Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know if they're doing Little Devil Inside. But, like, do they have some sort of obligation to say something? I think for a game that's been in the works for so long and it's just honestly laughable how this has happened, right? What's happened in general. Does Sony or PlayStation, I guess, do they have any obligation that they have to come out and say, okay, let's talk about this game. We'll do a PlayStation blog post or just announce it's canceled or, whatever the situation may be. But, you know what I mean? I honestly feel like this game and Knights of the Old Republic, because of all the rumors of Aspire that they couldn't do it and it swapped studios and it's in development hell, right? When you have games like that and they're linked to PlayStation, but you just hear so many bad things about them. I guess this one's a little bit different. This game we just don't hear about, period. Unless it's at a state of play, you just never hear about it for years, and then it appears, and then it's gone, and it's supposed to come out, and it doesn't come out. And I don't even know if they, announce a delay. See, that's the thing with this game. They did say, I guess they maybe didn't say themselves, but in the corner, it did say winter 2022. So isn't there an obligation from however many people are working on this game to come out and say, hey, it's been delayed. It's not coming out winter of 2020. I don't think they did that. I think they literally let winter pass. The game didn't release and just nobody said anything, which is probably a good indication of people's care about this game, which is about at 0 right now. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll see if it's at the showcase. Let me know if you think it's there in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.